And to all the moms out there this weekend, let me be the first to say, get over here! There were rumors flying around for a while, but this week I was shocked by the sudden announcement of a brand new Star Fox game. And that's mostly because of what it looks like. If you haven't seen this yet, please let me warn you now. You're about to be visually struck. And what I like about something like this is I can just show it to you. Here's the very first shot of Fox McCloud. I'm guessing this image makes you feel something. Like anyone watching this has some sort of reaction, right? Maybe you say, hell yeah. Just as likely, you might say, hell no. And you might be surprised because typically I come here to YouTube to needlessly tear things down. But I love this direction. No, I don't think they're cool. No, I don't think they're cute. I think they're wild and gross. Like a slimy Jim Henson puppet. Like Biomutant, but with a sense of purpose. So here's the premise tonight. I don't think these Star Fox characters look good. I think it's good that they look bad. 4 reasons Star Fox 2026 is good. Number 1, this is Star Fox's chance to get back to B tier. Star Fox is popular, for sure, but not Nintendo level popular. I think it's funny, obviously this is some sort of corporate cross-promotion at work here. But before this game could even be introduced, we needed this context. Remember that guy from my film, the Mario Galaxy movie? We made a game about him. So the original Star Fox on Super Nintendo and Star Fox 64, those both sold 4 million copies each. That represents the peak of this franchise. Every other game since then has sold much, much less than that. This franchise has been in the mud for 29 years. I'm saying Star Fox has not earned reverence. And I'm also saying that if you're not going to shake it up dramatically, there is no point in trying to bring this back. And we should take a moment to clarify something here because I must acknowledge it's not entirely a new game. So this upcoming game called Star Fox is most closely a remake of Star Fox 64, which itself was a remake of the Super Nintendo Star Fox. The most recent Star Fox game, the Wii U title Star Fox Zero, not a prequel. Actually a remake of Star Fox. And yes, there was Star Fox 64 3D as well. And what Nintendo proposed to you this week is the exact same characters going to the exact same planets, inevitably facing off against the exact same final boss. And you know what? I don't care. From what I've seen already, I can tell. This will be the Star Fox game to break the 4 million copy barrier. And here's the thing, it's $60 physical, $50 digital. I realize that's not cheap, but it's not Mario Kart World. They're not pricing it as the next big thing, the reason to own a Switch 2. They're releasing it like a sweet little thing to kick off the summer. So hold on, check out this image. It's from a Nintendo financial report last November. As always, they're very concerned about growing the IP fan base. But you know who I see back here? Old Fox. Barely stands out. Which brings us to number 2. The look is distinctive. Bravely distinctive. Because I'm not delusional about this. The new Star Fox crew is an ugly bunch. Nintendo might call it more realistic, and maybe that's true in the sense that the fur looks more like fur and their knees bend backwards now. But I would just call it jarringly grotesque. As in, the wispy facial hair on this pig is jarringly grotesque. And yeah, maybe there's some room for doubt here still. Maybe you're thinking, what if they just don't realize how rough this looks? What if they don't know that the whole crew used to look better in the old games? To counter that, I think the cleanest signal of the new vision is the design of Cat Monroe. Previously, Cat Monroe is like this femme fatale, the flirty cat with the one earring that's meant to be, Nintendo sexy.
Now, is that any way to greet a lady?
Now, I am pleased to tell you, she looks like this.
I'll target the lights on the left. You guys go right.
Monstrous, unsettling, gremlin-like, distinct. I'm saying the new Cat Monroe is not gonna fit in that collage.
You trying to damage my pretty face?
Number 3, besides the freaky fur monsters, everything else looks exceptionally nice. With the context of this being a Nintendo game, We're looking at an uncharacteristic focus on presentation within the game. And throughout the years, I guess we'd grow accustomed to Nintendo cutscenes being a little weird. You would have to ask yourself, is Nintendo simply incapable of cinematic story presentation, or do they not believe in it? Which one is it? Star Fox 2026 says, we were capable of this the whole time. Now, for some reason that is unclear to me, these Star Fox cutscenes represent the best cutscene work I've seen in a first-party Nintendo game. Oh, so suddenly they care about dialogue pacing. Out of nowhere. When did that happen? When did they learn how to do lighting like this? Who made this? And truly, I think the reason they were given a budget to make cutscenes in this game was simply that there was that goal. Because remember, Nintendo wants people to become attached to characters just as much as the games they exist in. And now, somehow, suddenly they're Naughty Dog? And then number 4, there's a sprinkle of doofy Nintendo magic. Here's a moment from the Star Fox presentation that left me absolutely floored.
It doesn't just capture your head movement.
All right, so cynically, again, why does that exist? It's because the Switch 2 has optional webcam functionality. They want you to press the C button on your controllers. And seemingly, this is just an extension of the best minigame from Switch 2 Welcome Tour.
Hey, I'm a Gooby Man!
You can make him talk! I'm actually pretty impressed by this. They might be able to do something with this tech. But I think it's genius. Flippable mouse controls, novel. Nintendo 64 controller compatibility, neat. But VTubing Star Fox characters, to me, represents a certain return to that classic misguided Nintendo innovation. This is on the level of Face Raiders or Labo.
Yes! Mission faceplant accomplished!
Just representative of the weird side of Nintendo that I'm glad still persists. But I do feel like maybe this is a proper time to bring up maybe something we've been tiptoeing around this whole time. Was Star Fox 2026 developed perhaps to court furries? Now, I think even within this feature, it might be, this is what, just a guess. I think it might be unappealing to the furry audience. You know what I'm saying? I get the impression furries like to look cute. And the new Star Fox is not about that. So one has to wonder, with this feature, will Nintendo sell millions more copies, or are they failing to even appeal to that market? As always, sound off in the comments. That's it for Delayed Input. I'll be back next week. Until then, thanks for watching. For the bonus portion of this video, I want to just discuss this presentation of the new Star Fox game and how weird that is from a historical perspective. First, though, let's travel back 11 years, talk about Star Fox Zero, which I find to be an unusual failure for Nintendo in that it was heavily pushed and heavily marketed. You know what I'm saying? Everybody 1-2 Switch? Yeah, that's one of their all-time bombs. But it was never prominent in any of their presentations or ads. It was as if Nintendo absolutely knew that was going to stink. Star Fox Zero was propped up like it was going to be big. It was Miyamoto back in the director chair, here to save the Wii U. At E3, they had these really cool cockpits set up. They had Treehouse employees trying really hard to pretend they're having fun.
Try hopping on one of those things. Down on the right stick. Right stick down. Right thumbstick down. Pull down. He's got it. He's got the hover now.
And then in the end, Star Fox Zero sold less than 1 million copies, seemingly. No confirmation. But the no confirmation is confirmation because of the way Nintendo works. So then how do they advertise a new Star Fox game? The next one. Yes, it's got its own Nintendo Direct, but such a strange thing about this is there was 10 minutes warning this was going to happen. Hey, this is Miyamoto. We're doing a thing soon. Come check it out if you want. Usually they would give you a day at least 10 minutes is a new strategy, especially for an announcement of this scale. I figure it's either to upstage the leakers, or maybe the abruptness is meant to generate excitement. Either way, I would say it worked. Maybe all we need is 10 minutes. And then the presentation itself is really nice. And yeah, we're not here, doing a docu-series style field shoot.
When there's an arch, you want to go under it, right? That's the kind of game I wanted to make.
But Miyamoto is here. Koizumi's here. And, perhaps just as importantly, one of my all-time favorite announcers is here too.
The campaign will take you to diverse planets as you seek out the enemy's stronghold to restore peace in the Lilat system.
Yeah, that's the former voice of every single state of play.
Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League arrives on PS5 later this year.
And also, occasionally, IHOP commercials.
iHoppy Hour, starting at $6 at 3 p.m. Only from IHOP.
Whatever price that voice actor charges, it is worth the expense. This announcement was heightened by that delivery because the next Nintendo Direct, we're going straight back to this guy.
As you aim for victory.
Really, this Star Fox Direct was a top-tier presentation end to end. I even really liked this. They ended with 3 minutes of uninterrupted cutscene. You have to understand, Nintendo doesn't do stuff like this. This is weird for Nintendo. Somehow this Direct was announced in the most casual way possible and then executed masterfully. It's like saying, hey, do you want to just want to grab coffee sometime? And then showing up in a tuxedo. Nintendo? I do.